Hello, my monstrosities. Hello once again. Today I bring to you something I'm surprisingly not seeing many people talk about. Maybe it's just because of the way of my algorithm now in this new era of the world, or maybe people aren't talking about it. But I want to talk about it. So, Necrons have new models, new rules. The data sheets have gone up, been up for a little bit. I didn't necessarily cover that reveal. But I want to talk about how they seem to improve Canoptek Court to a fairly decent level. Now I know that we're on our way out, so it's kind of our way out of this edition, so it's kind of odd to address what it can do for the detachment this edition, but let's go through them and then let's talk about Canoptek Court. So, first up, we have the Canoptek macrocytes. They have Atomizer Beam, which is one attack, hits on fours, 611. Gauss Scalpel, lethal hits, one attack, hits on fours, 411, or Tesla Caster. Assault sustained, one attack, hits on four, 501. The range for the Atomizer Beam is a foot, 18 inches on the other two. Then we have melee weapons claws. Melee, two attacks, hitting on four, strength 4, AP 1, damage 1. Okay? They have scouts 8. So keep that in mind. They have scouts 8. They have harassment swarm as an aura, while an enemy unit, excluding monster and vehicles, is within 3 inches of this unit. Each time a model in that unit makes an attack, subtract 1 from the hit roll. Pretty fair. Pretty fine, I should say. Fair too, I guess. Accelerator Mandible onto the War Gear abilities. At the start of the fight phase, select one friendly Canoptek unit within 3 inches of the bearer's unit. Until the end of the phase, improve the weapon skill characteristic of weapons equipped by models in that unit by 1. So I thought this was kind of weird. Because weapon skill, well, they're not known for that. But I guess it's one of those putting a band-aid things on it more so than just buffing, which you're already good at. Because if you, as you, a fair number of the Canoptics hit on fours, so at least hitting on threes, and especially in the Canoptic Court, which we'll go through again, uh, just makes it not suck as much, and that's fine. Sometimes we just need to suck less. And then finally, Nanoscare Projector. Once per battle round, when a friendly Necrons unit within 3 inches of the bearer activates its reanimation protocols, the bearer can use this ability. If it does, that unit reanimates 1 additional wound. Pretty fine. For the breakdown, the unit can have 5 macrocytes. One model can have their main gun replaced with an atomizer beam and nanoscarab projector, and one can have their Gauss scalpel or Tesla caster be replaced with one accelerator mandible. Every model is equipped with Gauss scalpel and claws. Interesting. Interesting. Huh. So you just give up shooting for accelerator mandible, but the other one you at least get atomizer beam and nano syrup. That's fine, I guess. We're not looking at these to do damage output, I'll tell you that. And we have the Canoptek Tomb Crawlers. Oh, I should have, sorry, gone over their profile. Movement 8, Toughness 3, saves on 4s, uh, 1 wound, 8 leadership, 1 OC. Okay? Then we have the Canoptek Tomb Crawlers. They were just like such fodder before, not the Tomb Crawlers, but the macrocytes that I just was like, who cares about the profile in my head? But people care about the profile. But coming back to the Tomb Crawlers, movement 5, T4, save of 3, 3 wounds each, which is pretty decent for what we're looking at. Uh, 8 on leadership, and 1 OC. They have the Transdimensional Isolator, which is a foot, 2 attacks, hits on 4, strength 4, AP 2, damage 2. Not bad. Uh, Twin Gauss Reaper, lethal hits twin linked, a foot, on that range, 2 attacks, hitting on 4, strength 4, AP 1, damage 1. Also, not bad for what we're doing here, I guess, right? Their melee weapons are claws, 4 attacks, That's better than what we had going. Hitting on 4, strength 6, AP 1, damage 1. So, if surprise, surprise, you need a Canoptek unit to benefit from the macrocyte, hey, here you go. Um, Weapon Sentinels. Each time a model in this unit makes a ranged attack that targets a unit within a foot, you can ignore any or all modifiers to the following. That attack's ballistic skill characteristic, the hit roll, the wound roll. Short and simple. Canoptek Retinue. At the start of the declare battle formation step, this unit can join one unit from your army that is being led by a cryptic model. A unit cannot have more than one Tomb Crawlers unit joined to it, and cannot have both a Tomb Crawlers and a Crypto Thralls unit joined to it. Kind of makes me sad. I feel like that wouldn't have been that bad. Come on now. If it does, until the end of the battle, every model in this unit counts as being part of the bodyguard unit, and that bodyguard's unit's starting strength is increased accordingly. I should also mention that they're beast. Macrocytes are beasts that fly, and they're both canoptic. The unit composition: 2 canoptic tomb crawlers. They start off with twin Gauss Reapers. One model's twin Gauss Reaper can be replaced with one trans-dimensional isolator. So, cool. Then we go to the thing that I'm probably most excited about here, the Geomancer. Well, I'll take that back. The Macrocyte's pretty. We're getting to it. GM. Either way, movement 8, T4, save on 4, 4 wounds, 6 on the leadership, OC1. Has the Tremor Glaive as a ranged weapon. You can either do a reverberating beam with its melted 2, 18 inches, 2 attacks, and on 4, strength 8, AP 2, damage 2, or you can do the Shockwave Pulse. Ignores cover torrent, 18 inches, D6 plus 2 attacks. It's a torrent, so flamer's going to flame. Strength 4, AP 0, damage 1. And then the melee weapon is the Tremor Glaive once again. Melee attack, 2 attacks, hitting on 4, strength 8, AP 2, damage 2. Not bad if you can make it hit on 3 because it says the unit for the macrocytes, right? Yeah, one friendly Canoptek unit. And, spoiler, the Geomancer can attach to macrocytes or mortals, Necron warriors. And we'll come back to the Geomancer eventually. You can attach this mod to one of the above, but first, let's go through the Geomancer's stuff. Tectonic reverberations. In your movement phase, you can select one enemy unit within 18 inches of and visible to this model. Until the start of your next movement phase, that enemy unit is pinned. While a unit is pinned, subtract 2 from that unit's move characteristic and subtract 2 from charge rolls made for it. Obelisk node control. While this model is within range of an objective marker you control, enemy units that are set up on the battlefield from reserves cannot be set up within a foot of this model. They know what they're doing. Infantry, character, cryptic, you know the works. So, you can attach this model, we already did what it can attach to. First part, you can attach this model to one of the above units even if one Royal Warden or Noble model has already been attached to it. If you do, and that bodyguard unit is destroyed, the leader units attached to it become separate units with their original starting strengths. Dope. And Vanguard protocols. If this unit is attached to the macrocytes during the declare battle formation step, this model has Scouts 8. So, now that we have all of the new things in order, I'm going to stick to the Geomancer because that's the one that we're really going to be coming back here. For a review of Canoptek Court, it's the one that you got to control spots, and each time a model in a cryptic or a Canoptek unit from your army makes an attack, reroll a hit roll of 1. If they're wholly within your power matrix, you can reroll the entire hit roll instead. So during the fight phase, hitting on 3s, possibly entire reroll, it's not terribly bad. Now, enhancements. Cryptek model only. The Geomancer is a cryptic, okay? Models in the Bears unit have the Infiltrator's ability. This is pretty cool, where they can infiltrate, scout 8. 20 points. That's 20 points well spent, in my mind. Hyperphasic Fulcrum, 15 points, cryptic model only, while the Bear is leading the unit. If this model is wholly within your army's power matrix, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, reroll a wound roll of 1. So, possibly, well, you have to be wholly within your army's power matrix, so reroll the entire hit, reroll wound rolls of 1, possibly hitting on threes because, macrocyte, whatever. But, that's okay. Auto Divinator, each time your opponent gains a CP, put it on the Cryptek. As a result of an ability, roll 1d6 on a 2-up, you also gain 1 command point. And Metal Dermal Tesla Weave. 10 points, Cryptek model only, once per phase. When an enemy unit selects the bearer's unit as the target of charge, roll 1d6 on a 2 through 5. That enemy unit suffers d3 mortal wounds. On a 6, that enemy unit suffers 3 mortal wounds. Alright. 10 points, putting this on a Technomancer now doesn't sound as shit as it did before, but, is what it is. The real thing here, right? I don't feel like we need to go over the stratagems too much again, because I really want to talk about two, right? Maybe three. I should probably address the third. First one is Curse of the Cryptek. Now, coming back to let's Curse of the Cryptek. Your opponent's shooting phase or the fight phase just after an enemy unit has shot or fought one Cryptek model from your army that was destroyed by one of the attacking unit's attacks. You can use the stratagem on that model even though it was just destroyed. Until the end of the battle, each time a friendly Canoptek model makes an attack that targets the attacking unit, add 1 to the hit roll and 1 to the wound roll. So, increase the weapon skill characteristic to 3. Curse of the Cryptek plus 1 to hit, meaning that you are now hitting on 2s, re-rolling 1s, and add 1 to the wound roll. Pretty decent. That's not amazing, right? Because it's still for the Canoptek models, not the Canoptek unit, right? But that's fine. Also, because this is something I was talking about with the Psychomancer, where it's not that bad here, especially solo, where the Psychomancer is the same. This is the same reason that I really like Broodguard Impulse and Assimilation Swarm for being a Tyrannid player. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. The Psychomancer does battle shock stuff. If you let the Psychomancer do things, you're probably going to end up battle shocked. If you let the Geomancer, sorry, Windows 11, really still getting acquainted with my PC. If you let the Geomancer roam about the cabin, you're just going to keep finding that your units can't move. Well, can't move as well, because you're subtracting 2 from move characteristic and 2 from charge rolls made for it. So you can still advance fine enough, but it's minus 2 to move. So that's annoying, right? And also, Obelisk node control. If we're making it so that you get onto these points, and then your opponent can't drop anything from reserves within a foot, yeah, that's pretty nice. Pretty nice for what we're doing over here in Canoptek Court. So that's the main one that I want to talk about. Counter temporal shift. Sorry, I was thinking about how much I really want to address the other ones, but counter temporal shift. Your opponent's shooting phase just after an enemy unit has selected its target to a Canoptek unit from your army that was selected as the target of one or more of the attacking unit's attacks. Until the end of the phase, your unit can only be selected as the target of a ranged attack if the attacking model is within 18 inches. Now, you're probably still going to use this first on a Technomancer attached to Canoptek Raids, right? But for one command point, having something have semi lone up on the Geomancer's unit that can already block out reserves for a foot might be some good tactical play on that. And if they can't shoot you outside of 18 inches, so they have to come within 18 inches to address your unit, tectonic reverberations, you're probably going to be able to then punish them for that. And if they really, continue the bullshit, and you have the command points, Curse of the Cryptek, right? So, that's pretty cool. You also have reactive subroutines, which is a reactive move, and given that you could possibly be infiltrating and scout aiding, just saying, that's pretty cool. Side notes with eradication, that's the one that had to get kind of turbo nerfed because it was kind of turbo insane. 2 command points, 1 Cryptek or Canoptek unit from your army that is wholly within your army's power matrix until the end of the phase. Weapons equipped by Cryptek or Canoptek models in your unit have the Devastating Wounds ability. So, this is a fair amount of models in the unit. Not amazing, but one Geomancer and two Tomb Crawlers. Just want to make sure, sorry. Uh, two Tomb Crawlers and five macrocytes with reroll ones and possibly hitting on twos at this point. That's not terrible. It's not terrible. Especially the Tomb Crawlers having 4 attacks each on them, so that's 8 attacks right there. It's not terrible. It's kind of cute, right? Uh, fine. It's fine. Solar Pulse gives you ignore cover, but we're not really focused too much about the shooting here. Uh, eh. Like, eh. And suboptimal facade, you can get the fake out. Now, I guess I should also note about suboptimal facade. Your opponent's charge phase just after an enemy unit has declared a charge. One Canoptek unit from your army that was selected as a target of that charge and is wholly within your army's power matrix. Your unit's reanimation protocols activate. So, coming back over here to the macrocytes, I should say. Once per battle round, when a friendly Necrons unit within 3 inches of the bearer activates its reanimation protocols, you can do +1 wound. So, at using suboptimal facade, you can choose that to be your once per battle round timing. Maybe that'll keep you in the game so that you can actually see the next battle round. You'll end up going to D3+1 on the reanimation protocols, and that's assuming that you aren't around a where are you? A reanimator. That while a friendly Necrons unit is within 3 inches of this model, each time that unit's reanimation protocols activate, that unit reanimation additional D3 wounds. So that could be 2D3+1 during suboptimal facade. That might actually just keep you in the game for whatever thing was charging you. So that's pretty cool. And I think that Canoptek Court, it had its time in the sun quite a bit there. And I think this is cute. I like how they implemented this. Come on, Windows 11, work with me here, please. I like how they implemented this, and yeah, I just think this is neat. So, I don't know. Like, is it the most powerful thing? Probably not. Right? It doesn't need to be, but it's a nice enough unit in my opinion. So yeah, if you like the video, like it. Got a comment for me, comment. And until next time, peace out, my monstrosities.